So recently, we've been getting a lot of comments and questions about, Chip, help me to understand how to do this literary thing a little bit better. And I really want to try to help everybody to see this a little bit better, because I think in combining the robust, what I would call historical grammatical hermeneutic, where you're looking at culture, background, syntax, language, all of those things, with learning how to read in a literary way, I think the Bible becomes incredibly powerful. So one of the commitments I have as a pastor, as a Christian, as a professor, as a theologian, is I don't believe there are any surplus words in Scripture. In other words, I don't believe that if a word's there or a number's there or something's being said, it's not there by accident, which means that we do need to pay attention to what we're reading. So I'll give you an example here of a really cool literary theme that's developed all the way through Scripture. And I'll spend more time on this in other sessions where I'll build this out. But one of the grand themes of Scripture is what we call the city of God versus the city of man. And this theme starts very early, and it continues on all the way to the end of Scripture. Because what's sort of the ending of Scripture? It's the city of the New Jerusalem coming down to the earth. So this city theme is all the way through. Well, it starts when Cain kills Abel. When Cain kills Abel, he flees. And what does he do? Well, Scripture tells us he founds a city. Now, I will tell you this, all cities, all countries, all regimes are founded in bloodshed. It doesn't make a difference even if it's America. It was founded in bloodshed by the rebelling against England. Every city, every culture, every city is founded in bloodshed. It's just the way it is. Even the city of heaven is founded in bloodshed, and that blood was shed by Jesus. Important themes. So Cain's killed Abel. He founds a city. Well, that city founding becomes so important because as you read in Genesis up through chapter 11, you read that everybody's moving further east from Eden. In other words, they're moving further and further away from the original plan and purposes of God. And we end up in chapter 11 with this city that is building all the way up into heaven, which it can't be done. It's impossible to be done, but they're building into heaven, and God comes down and scatters everybody and does what he does. Well, then what happens in chapter 12? Well, chapter 12, Abraham is called to take a journey. He's called to leave his country, his folks, his city, everything, to take a journey. This sets up a perennial theme in Scripture of what does it mean to either be a part of the city of God or to be a part of the city of man. The city of man, you got to defend it. You got to push people away. You got to build walls to keep people out. You got to do all these things. Or are we on a journey as the people of God looking for another city whose builder and maker is God? This theme of the city of God and the city of man runs all the way through Scripture. And it is a theme that once we sort of understand it and see it, it is really helpful in understanding not only how to interpret Scripture, but it's also incredibly applicational to our lives as strangers and exiles and foreigners in the world that we live.